Good afternoon, everybody. How is all my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. It's Nikki D, and welcome back to the Nikki D channel. Today, we're going to be doing the 2025 WWE Raw Recap Episode 16, which was live from Kansas City, Missouri, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening. What's your favorite moment of Monday Night Raw? Let me know down in the comment section below. You want to say hi? You want to talk about wrestling? Just post a comment down in the comment section below, and I read and reply to every positive message I see. Don't forget to like the video, share the video all over social media, and smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future videos. With that being said, I hope everybody continues to have an amazing day, and without further ado, let's get to this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Was live from Kansas City, Missouri, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening, and we kicked things off with Seth freaking Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman coming down to the ring. And Seth Rollins said the future runs through him. He said that Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman are the future of WWE. And they were in the ring for a few minutes talking about that before they were interrupted by Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn came down to the ring and said, man, we've been friends for how long now? About 20 years. Sami said that everything Seth is doing with Braun and Paul right now is crap. Seth responded saying that Sami Zayn was jealous of the fact that he wasn't in Seth Rollins' shoes. And Seth offered Sami Zayn a way out so he doesn't become a target. He told Sami that he should move over to Friday Night SmackDown, because what Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman is about to do is run roughshod through the entire Raw roster, and you're either with us or you're against us, and if you're against us, you're going to get run over. And Seth told Sami that he has a decision to make by the end of the night, and that wrapped up the opening segment of Monday Night Raw. And just like that, we were into our first match of the evening, as we had Rhea Ripley going one-on-one with Roxan Perez. And this match started out with Roxan Perez rolling out of the ring, but we're getting back into the ring, and again leaving the ring and playing mind games with Rhea Ripley. Roxanne ended up throwing a jacket at Rhea Ripley before coming into the ring and hitting Rhea with a chop block. And Roxanne Perez took control of this match early on, especially with a slap to Rhea Ripley. But Rhea Ripley ended up taking a little bit of damage before hitting a big boot. But then Roxanne Perez started to target the leg of Rhea Ripley, simply thinking if you could take away Rhea Ripley's legs, you could take out her power game. Roxanne Perez then sent Rhea Ripley out of the ring and attempted a suicide dive, which was caught by Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley powered her into the barricade, and Roxanne Perez ended up throwing at Rhea Ripley's leg into the post, not once, but twice, after dragging her into the corner of the ring outside. And that's what led us to the commercial break. When we returned from the commercial break, Roxanne Perez hit a beautiful moonsault for a 1-2 kick out, and then Roxanne Perez locked in the submission, which Rhea Ripley was able to literally kick out of, and started to hit a kick on Roxanne Perez. Then Rhea Ripley really started to get control, being able to hit a clothesline, followed by a razor's edge, followed up again by a running knee for a 1-2 kick out. And then Rhea Ripley started to beat down Roxan Perez in the corner, before Julia arrived. Roxanne Perez, though, off the distraction, attempted a roll-up for a 1-2 kick out. Then Roxanne Perez was able to hit a beautiful knees to the neck of Rhea Ripley for a 1-2 kick out. And then Rhea Ripley hit the knee after Roxanne Perez attempted and missed pop rocks, which ended up getting Julia involved. Rhea Ripley attempted a riptide on Roxanne Perez, and that's when Julia decided to strike, hitting Rhea Ripley, leading this to a disqualification ending. Then Io Sky arrived, and Julia and Roxanne Perez ended up jumping Io Sky as well. Then Rhea Ripley rose back to her feet, and when she tried to get back into the ring, Roxanne Perez and Julia ended up leaving the ring, running up the rampway, and that's how we wrapped up the Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez story. And then we had a Judgment Day promo in the back, where they were talking about trying to get some more gold for the Judgment Day. Definitely excited to see where that goes. And that's how we wrapped up hour 1 of Monday Night Raw. This week's episode of Monday Night Raw was live from Kansas City, Missouri, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening, and we kicked off hour number 2 with Logan Paul coming down to the ring, talking about how great he was before he called out Jey Uso. And you ask and you shall receive, Mr. Logan Paul, because out came Jey Uso, and Jey Uso said the titles that he got, he earned by grinding week in and week out, winning matches and putting in the hard work to beat Gunther. Logan Paul said he was going to take the World Heavyweight Championship from Jey Uso, as these two ended up exchanging words until they ended up going to blows, with Jey Uso hitting a super kick and standing tall in the ring with Logan Paul. Before we got to our next match of the evening, as we had the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, taking on J.D. McDonough, taking on Finn Balor, taking on the Judgment Day. And Ivar and J.D. started this match off with J.D. McDonough in control before he made the tag to Finn Balor. And next thing you know, we had a Judgment Day double team before Finn Balor quickly tagged J.D. back in. And Ivar started to get control after he hit a back body drop on JD, and Ivar tagged in Eric, and Eric just went wild, taking out JD McDonough. Then Eric tagged in Ivar, and the War Raiders started to get a double team of their own going before they were able to hit a devastating headbutt on JD McDonough. And then the New Day set up a distraction as they were at ringside for this match. And then Ivar tagged Eric, and the War Raiders continued their double team on the Judgment Day. And then frequent tags, Eric tagging in Ivar, as Ivar was able to hit a beautiful crossbody on both members of the Judgment Day outside of the ring into the LED apron that they had out there before we went to commercial break. And when we returned from commercial break, Judgment Day was in control of this match, as Judgment Day was quickly running roughshod on the War Raiders before Eric stepped up and started landing punches on J.D. McDonough, and then both men were down. Then Eric was able to tag in Ivar, and JD was able to tag in Finn Balor as well before Ivar came in and started running wild. Ivar was able to hit a sit-down splat on Vin and a spinning kick on JD before Ivar hit another splash on Vin. He went to the top rope. He attempted a top rope moonsault, but he missed. And when he missed, Finn Balor was able to get the tag to JD McDonough, and JD McDonough was able to take out Eric. He hit a moonsault on both men for a 1-2, broken up by Eric, and the Judgment Day started their double team outside of the ring, was able to hit a double battering ram, and then Ivar threw Vin into the New Day, which prompted Carlito to get involved for a 1-2 kick out. Then Penta got involved and set up the ultimate distraction, which set up the War Raiders to hit the War Machine, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, the War Raiders were able to defeat the Judgment Day via pinfall. Before we went backstage and we saw Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn sitting down and talking about trying to work everything out peacefully. Paul Heyman did tell Sami Zayn that if he takes the deal and goes to SmackDown, he will automatically get the winner of the John Cena Randy Orton match at Backlash, which is very intriguing, honestly. But then Becky Lynch arrived, as she had some explaining to do after what happened last week when she turned heel. She immediately admitted to attacking Bayley at WrestleMania, and she went on about how Bayley has been all up in her business ever since 2019, and the one time Becky Lynch actually returns the favor, she's considered the bad guy. She was interrupted by Lyra Valkyria, and Lyra said she was going to make Becky pay, and then Becky went outside of the ring, and that's where Lyra challenged Becky to a match at Backlash. Becky said, if you're going to fight me, it's got to be for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra accepted, Becky accepted, and then Lyra attacked Becky as Becky was trying to run away, but then Becky ended up blindsiding Lyra Valkyria when she was going up the ramp afterwards, and Becky Lynch left Lyra Valkyria laid out on the entranceway, and then we had Penta and Chad Gable backstage in a back and forth promo, which led to Penta hitting a drop kick on Chad Gable backstage to really set up the rivalry between them, and then we had a Rusev promo where Rusev talked about how he went away 5 years ago, how he ended up falling into depression and ended up having to grind in the trenches and really rejuvenate himself for a return. He had to go and fix himself, as he said. And Rusev also said that he is back to clean up and fix up WWE. And anybody that gets in his way, he will beat them down until they are fixed. And I absolutely loved this promo from Rusev. I really can't wait to see who Rusev faces after Otis. Definitely a great return and a great run so far for Rusev. And then we got into our next match of the evening as Stephanie Valker was going one-on-one with Ivy Nile. And we kicked things off with Ivy Nile tackling Stephanie Valker for a 1-2 kick out as Ivy Nile was trying to end this match as fast as possible. But then Stephanie Valker quickly rolled up Ivy Nile for a 1-2 kick out. And then Ivy was able to hit a shoulder tackle. And then Stephanie Valker followed it up with a shoulder tackle to Ivy Nile as they started going back and forth. Ivy Nile was then able to hit a Hurricanrana, which Stephanie Valker followed up with a Hurricanrana of her own for a 1-2 kick out. And then Valker was able to hit a suplex, tried to follow it up with which what is now called the Devil's Kiss. But Ivy just grounded and pounded Valker, and Valker was able to get the tide in her favor to set up the Devil's Kiss right before the commercial break. And when we returned from the commercial break, Valker was able to still be in control and hit the Devil's Kiss again for anybody who missed it before the commercial break. And then Stephanie Valker hit a beautiful running knee into the corner for a 1-2 before Chad Gable put Ivy Nile's foot on the rope. And that's where Stephanie Valker headed out of the ring. Looked like she was going to try to handle Chad Gable herself, but the distraction set up Ivy Nile to hit a beautiful suplex, followed it up by a kick in the corner and a second suplex for a 1-2 kick out. Then Ivy Nile went to the top rope, but Stephanie Valker was prepared, was able to hit a beautiful headbutt. Ivy Nile landed a few punches, but Valker hit another headbutt and followed it up with a top rope suplex for a 1-2 kick out. And then Valker ended up getting another headbutt before this went into a back and forth slugfest. Valker attempted to hit the SVP, couldn't hit it. Instead, Ivy Nile hit a DDT for a 1-2 kick out. Then Ivy Nile attempted a kick, missed it. Valker was able to hit the kick, followed it up with a dragon screw, and finally Stephanie Valker was able to hit the SVP for the 1-2-3 as Stephanie Valker defeated Ivy Nile via pinfall on Monday Night Raw. And then we went backstage where we had Nick Aldis, AJ Styles, and the Judgment Day, which was Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. Nick Aldis said that he might have something for AJ to sink his teeth into, and Liv Morgan, and that's where Liv Morgan announced that she's going to be doing a big Hollywood movie and needed some time off. Nick Aldis said it's all been approved, and then Liv tried to get time off with Dominic, and Nick Aldis said Dominic's a champion. Dominic needs to be fighting and defending the belt. That's denied, and that's how we wrapped up hour 2 of Monday Night Raw. And this week's episode of Monday Night Raw was live from Kansas City, Missouri, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening, and we kicked off hour 3 with Pat McAfee grabbing a mic, standing on the announce table, and addressing the attack from Gunther last week. And Pat McAfee immediately challenged Gunther to a match, and Pat McAfee had one of, if not the best promo he has ever cut. He said, "One day when I die, they will remember me as being one loyal dude." And Pat McAfee went on to say, "If I die, I die, but I will defend Michael Cole, my homie, my best friend, against somebody like Gunther." He ended up calling out the general manager for the night, which was Nick Aldis, and he ended up coming to the ring and he said, "I cannot clear Gunther from his suspension," but Pat McAfee said he wants Gunther at Backlash, and Nick Aldis said, "If you want it, you got it. It's official at Backlash. Gunther will go one-on-one with Pat McAfee," and that's how we finished up Pat McAfee addressing the attack from Gunther last week. Then we had a Sami Zayn and Jey Uso promo where nothing but love between these two guys. Jey Uso saying, "You got to do what's right, and no matter what, at the end of the day, I know you will. Love you, brother, no matter what." As Sami Zayn walked away to go to the ring, Logan Paul came out of nowhere, punched Jey Uso in the face, and knocked him out backstage. And then we had Seth Rollins arrive with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker, saying that the end of the night is almost here, so Sami Zayn, come on down. And Sami Zayn's music hit. He came out, And Seth ended up begging Sami Zayn to take the move to SmackDown. We've been friends, like they said earlier, for almost 20 years. Our kids play together. We are truly best friends out of this business, and I do not want to see you get hurt. And then Sami asked, "Have you ever known me to run away?" Which is where Seth Rollins' facial expressions changed. Sami Zayn screamed he will not be threatened, and told Seth Rollins to go to HE double hockey sticks. And that's where things got dark. Braun Breaker's music hit, and the dog came out with Paul Heyman, and we had our main event of the evening as we had Braun Breaker going one-on-one with Sami Zayn, and Braun Breaker came out the chute, no joke, not playing, no brakes, all gas, as Braun Breaker hit a shoulder into the corner, followed it up by a suplex, but Sami was able to be the wiser and stay in this fight as he hit a kick and took control, but then immediately Braun Breaker hit a suplex, and he hit an elbow, dominating Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's tried to stay in this match with some chops, but Braun Breaker just took Sami Zayn and slammed him on the mat for a 1-2 kick out. And then Braun was able to get knees to the gut. Sami was able to come out and hit a clothesline, which sent Braun Breaker out of the ring. And Braun Breaker ended up bouncing Sami Zayn off the announce table. And then Braun Breaker hit a beautiful clothesline where he jumped off the apron and clotheslined Sami Zayn to the point where both men went crashing into the announce table as we went into the commercial break. When we returned from the commercial break, both men were on top of the rope, and Sami was able to slide underneath and hit a beautiful sunset flip powerbomb for a 1-2 kick out. And then Sami was able to hit a DDT for another 1-2 kick out. Then Sami realized that it wasn't enough, so he had to go to the top rope, but the cat-like ability of Braun Breaker met Sami Zayn at the top rope, and Braun Breaker hit a Breakensteiner. He attempted a spear, but he missed it. Then Sami Zayn was able to hit an exploder into the corner. He attempted a haluva kick, but when Sami Zayn was in mid-run, Braun Breaker's shoulder was right there as he was able to hit a beautiful spear. And then Braun Breaker ended up speeding up to 23 miles an hour, hitting a second spear, and that's where we cut to Sami Zayn laid out in the corner with Seth Rollins saying it doesn't have to be this way. And then Sami again told Seth Rollins to go to HE double hockey sticks, and that's where Braun Breaker hit the third spear, and the referee at that point called for the medics, and Braun Breaker wasn't having it. He hit a fourth spear on Sami Zayn outside of the ring, which at point the referee ended up calling off the match. Braun Breaker did defeat Sami Zayn via knockout, but then they got Sami back into the ring, and Seth Rollins hit the stomp on Sami Zayn as Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman stood tall, and that's how we closed out this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. And that was the 2025 WWE Raw Recap Episode 16, which was live from Kansas City, Missouri, as we heard about many times throughout the evening. What's your favorite moment of Monday Night Raw? Let me know down in the comment section below. You want to say hi? You want to talk about wrestling? Just post a comment down in the comment section below, and I read and reply to every positive message I see. And don't forget to like the video, share the video all over social media, and you made it all the way to the end of this video? Go smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future videos. And if you want to see some more of me, Nikki D, then go check out another one of my videos, because I got hours of content that'll keep you entertained well into the evening. With that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. I'm Nikki D. This is the Nikki D channel, and I will see all of y'all beautiful people next time. Bye, y'all.